Hey everyone, this is Moon Hussein from Local SEO Phoenix. If you haven't joined my Facebook group, go search Local SEO Phoenix and welcome aboard. Today I have a what I'm hoping is a very helpful critique for you guys to see why this business in particular, the chiropractic circle, is not ranking in the top three. As far as I can, like, I haven't checked organic, but definitely not with their GBP, right? So let's cover this map before I describe the keyword. So in another video, I know I went over this, but that was another video, right? So let's talk about, I reside in San Diego, right? So there's different areas within San Diego. Like when you say, oh, I live in San Diego, it's huge. Okay. So you have these different neighborhoods. You have North Park up here, South Park down here, Golden Hill right there. Downtown San Diego is like right there. Then you have Hillcrest right here. Mission Hills are right by Hillcrest. And then above is what I believe is Mission Valley. Okay. So I live in this area right here, North Park. So I type in chiropractor near me, okay? And I hit the jackpot. I think I hit the jackpot. You tell me, right? Leave something in the comments for me. So look, I'm sorry. Oh, these pop-ups are killing me. I'm in this area, right? And so I said chiropractor near me, okay? So now what's near me is are really these, okay? It could be a couple of these, but these three should definitely come up. All right, so let's see what came up. In Touch Chiropractic, which is up here, okay? Now I say up here like it's so far away. It's really not that far away. It's probably like 5 miles or something like that, but it's not my hood, right? So people in these areas, even though like this area is not far enough, they like to stay within their own little bubble. And so I would rather go to one of these three than up here if they have good reviews, right? But anyways, we have In Touch up in Mission Valley coming up. Chiropractique. And look at this. It's in Hillcrest, for God's sake. Definitely not going out there. You know what I mean? Maybe if I'm running errands and stuff, but I much prefer to be out here. But this is super interesting because this one is definitely an outlier and is beating proximity. I can tell you that. Um, then the third one is North Park Chiropractic, which makes sense to me because it's right there in North Park. Um, and also to note that, well, this keyword is chiropractor near me, right? But it has chiropractic in it, and the area is North Park. So, in my mind, the keyword's right in there, right? So let's see. Sorry. How many reviews do each one of them? 474, the one out in Mission Valley, 370 right here in Mission Hills almost, not even Hillcrest, like it's in the middle in between. And then 95 for North Park Chiropractic, even though this is the closest to me. Um, so yeah. Then I started scrolling down. Finally, it brings up Good Vibrations, which is closer, right, to me, which is more the area I would go on Adams Avenue. New Spine is again down that way. Where the hell? Yeah, it started bringing up a lot of like Hillcrest and Mission Valley. So I scrolled down, 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 and I randomly picked word the chiropractic circle. Actually, partially it was random, and then it hit me that hey, it's right next to Good Vibrations and North Park Chiropractic, and it's closer to me. So why isn't this popping up in the top three, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple things on their GBP. Um, Let's look at some categories. Okay, chiropractor, straight to the point. They're not they're not messing around. They're just chiropractor as well. And the third one is more interesting. They have chiropractor, alternative medicine practitioner, health consultant, massage therapist, pain management physician, and wellness program. And I will say that good for them. Okay. If all these categories apply to the services that they offer, good for them because now they're going to show up for more searches related to these things, right? I would even say that if these two offer anything else, like if they're health consultants, wellness program, massage therapist, they should add that in there, right? So now let's go down. So this has chiropractor, alternative medicine, health consultant, massage. Let's take a look at the chiropractor practic circle. Okay, they do have some really cool categories, main category and additional categories. Chiropractor, alternative medicine practitioner, doctor, family service center, blah, 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 blah. Sports medicine physician wellness center. I love that. Okay. I love that they took care of the GBP in that sense. Now, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and switch to the mobile view. And we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the services each one in the top three has and then compare. So they have a nice little list here. I believe this corresponds to what's on their website, and I'll show you that in a minute, which is great. Like you want your services that you list here to be up there on the website with its own page. Go back. Chiropractic. You just say products and services, and then it takes you to a link, and I'm not going to bother with that. I much prefer to have services listed. North Park Chiropractic. I don't think they're listing any services, or at least from what I can tell from on here. Sorry. Let's see. Nope, that moves on. But then there's number 4. This was number 4, which was closer to me. Look, they even have a video. They don't have a thorough list, but they have something, right? Yeah, don't get me started. Okay, now let's scroll down to the circle, which is what I've chosen to take a look at. Okay, this looks like a really freaking good list of the services that they offer. And the most thorough so far, right? Even compared to the top 3. Like, what's going on here, right? And what we're going to see is, yes, there are 2 different algorithms. You have the local SEO one and then the organic one. But your website and your GBP have to work in tandem. Okay, they need to reflect, like, let's say you have the website, it needs to reflect everything that's on the GBP and vice versa. So let's go ahead and take a look at their websites. So this is the Chiro Circle, this is Chiropractic SD, and San Diego and UCCA.com, which was for In Touch Chiropractic. So I'm just taking a look at the homepage, okay? I noticed that the meta title is optimized for Chiropractor San Diego, okay? Now, if this person or business person or chiropractor knows that this is going to be their only location, they could go ahead and optimize their service pages and this page for just North Park if they wanted, right? But if they're going to have more than one location for the future, then they can go ahead and optimize for a broader area like San Diego or San Diego County, and that's totally fine. But I see that they're trying to optimize for chiropractor. So is this the H1? Let's take a look. View page source, where are you? Right there, sorry. Movie, okay. Let's see. Personalized chiropractic solutions. So where is, it's not even showing up. No, it is. Scroll slowly, slowly. I just want to see if it's wrapped in. Okay, it just looks like it's wrapped in a div tag and I can't make sense of it right now. But what did the H1 say again? Okay. Personalized chiropractic solutions. Okay, it's all the way down here. Super interesting. Okay, so I have a few thoughts. Let me just scroll down the page. Let us help you achieve optimal health and wellness. Okay, cool. Back pain relief, neck pain relief, sports injuries, headaches, arthritis. Okay, so it's pointing to, oh, that's an ugly little URL. Pregnancy care, pediatric. Okay, yeah, we'll come to that in a minute. We have a little section on chiropractic solutions, their approach, why choose them. They could, they really need to talk more here. You only have a few seconds to pull someone in. And really, why should somebody choose them, right? You need to speak to their audience, like they need to speak to their audience. Schedule treatment, initial exam, you can schedule. That's good. That's good for conversions, right? You have some pictures, you request for consultation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's my critique. Okay, and we're going to take a look at the competitors. Is that the homepage could be way better. Okay, it should be a combination of branded and optimized. So they start with chiropractor up here, and then their H1 tag is apparently down here that says personalized chiropractic solutions. And you know, when you're optimizing for something like the main your main category under GBP, you should put it, not kind of, you should put it on the home page. So this page is not optimized for chiropractor San Diego. Like I just don't know. But from a brand, there's the optimized part, and then there's the branded part, which I think they can just do a better job. Like it's a little bit flat to me. This is where they could have really hooked me in, and they did, right? Um, Maybe a better tagline there. Yeah. And then speak about the conditions a little bit. I'm not saying it has to be like, 500 words each or anything crazy like that, but yeah. At least they're linking to their pages. So that part's good. Let me go ahead and take a look at the other home pages. So this is chiropractic, best chiropractor, acupuncture and massage in San Diego. So I think these might have been on their GBP, so they're going for it all on their homepage. Yeah, it says best chiropractor wellness clinic. Okay, interesting. So they have a very small homepage, which it's ranking, right? Like their GBP is ranking, so whatever, right? But they could do a much better job too, for God's sake. And I say for God's sake because, you know, like the writing industry has changed so much in the last 2, 3 years. You can get content for so cheap now. And I'm not saying that it doesn't need editing and stuff, but you can do a way better job than these two have. All right, third one. In Touch Chiropractic of San Diego, back pain, neck pain, and more. Uh, it doesn't say chiropractor, but it does have chiropractic in there and San Diego, so I guess that's good enough. But here you do have Premier San Diego Chiropractor. I don't know. I don't want to look at a bunch of code. Yep, it's their H1. Good job. That's like the basics, right? Those are the basics. So they've used the keyword a couple times. So I'm guessing that was their attempt in optimizing it. I would have to put it in Pop or another optimizer, optimizing software and see how well they're doing. But I can tell you that from a branding perspective, this homepage is way better than the last two. Safe and effective healthcare, they're talking to me. Then they have snippets on the doctors, which is super cool. Good information. The In Touch chiropractic difference. Okay. Uh, they have a nice paragraph here instead of a few bullet points, right? It keeps repeating Premier San Diego Chiropractor, which I don't know. Like they need to do a better job than just slapping it in different areas. But that's what they're doing within each section. Apparently, they just keep repeating it right after the blurb, right? The NUCCA technique, Premier San Diego Chiropractor. Again, there we go. So this is a little bit too on the nose. I mean, yes, the page does need to be optimized, but this is too on the nose. Okay, moving on. They do have videos here from their YouTube, right? So that's good. How we help. Oh, look, they have links to everything that they, like their services, right? So that's great. So again, they're explaining why, uh, choosing them could make a difference to their target audience. Again, too on the nose. They need to do this a lot more properly. This can go. Like this is not gonna convert. I don't think. Again, chiropractic care in San Diego. I think that was something along the lines of what they have for their meta type. But this page is a rock star in my eyes when comparing it to the last two. Now let's see what the winners are doing with their services. Hold on. What we treat, these must be conditions, right? And these are services. So actually, let's backtrack a little bit. What we treat. This is a smart idea to have because now you are speaking to your audience and what they're there for. Okay. And these are all the entities that are related to chiropractor and chiropractor treatment, right? And services. So very smart to have this on the site. What we treat, services and conditions. So this is their version of what we treat. Okay, so they just have a very basic list. Okay. Now, the thing that I like about this, and they did this really well, is that each condition has its own page, allowing them to build and talk about that entity a lot more. Okay. Whereas this only mentions it once. Now, let's go back to the actual website that we are critiquing. Therapies. These are services, these are therapies. Okay. Wouldn't a therapy be a service? Cupping therapy. I mean, I guess therapies is fine, but it's still a service. These are services. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll down. Cupping therapy, Braston technique, balloon assisted cranial adjusting. Okay, so again, these are services, right? And then they have another thing for services. Okay, this is weird. Now, what the other two did really well that we're seeing is that they have conditions or slash what we treat. Um, Even just mentioning it is a good idea. But this is how I would go about doing it. Like give each condition its own page so that like let's say I'm suffering from migraines and I see that on the list. I'm like, oh yeah, let me go check it out, right? And there's so much information here. I can read it, and then if everything looks good, I can reach out to them, right? Versus this is good that they mentioned it. It's an entity, it's been mentioned, it's a good thing. But it doesn't really give me information for like a conversion to happen, right? So that's quite something. Now let's take a look at services. How we help, right? Those are services. I'm out of my drink. Okay. They have all of these, right? Which is great. And each one is on its page. God bless them. And it's optimized for San Diego. That's awesome. Let me just open up a couple pages just to kind of, well, these aren't for San Diego, and that's okay. They don't have to be. But that's okay. It's a wider enough area, even if it is optimized. So I love that they are dedicating a condition, like a page per condition, and then the same thing for their services. Let's take a look at this one, chiropractic group service. Okay, so they mention four. Okay, so they have information about each, and the main information is pricing, which there's nothing wrong with mentioning pricing. That's fine. Um, but there's a couple things going on here. One, I would have a page per service to give more information about the service they're offering, right? To speak more to the person who's seeking out that service, right? And then even though they've listed this, there's no conversion factor, like there's no button that says schedule a session with us, right? So it's like it's just information and they still have to pick up the phone. So I would give this page an overhaul, create different pages for each service. So to me, these two, like maybe I'm not understanding something because I'm not a chiropractor, right? Like we have chiropractic services here, and it's just a very generic page, very freaking generic. It just says chiropractic health. It does not tell us what treatments they do necessarily. That's it, right? It's just a page on its own. Okay. And the URL is chiropractic wellness treatments. Okay. And this one is chiropractic treatment therapies. So maybe these are the specific services. You have cupping therapy, Braston technique, nasal specific, whatever. So what I would do in this case is, well, one, we see the main flaw is that they have very basic pages and they don't go into detail about anything. Okay. So I would just, and it's fine to have chiropractic services here. I would just call it chiropractic services up there, right? And then I would list each one of the services. I would talk about them, and then each service would have its own page, and they would fall under the URL structure given here. So yeah, like the more you build out, the more you cover your knowledge base, your knowledge graph. And this, the chiropractic circle, even though I would want them to show up in the top, right? Like we can see why it's not showing up. So apparently I ran this already for the homepage. It does have local business schema, which is good. Um, yeah, hold on. Though we could probably get more specific with the type. Um, but at least they have it up. They have the address in it. I don't think they have hazmat in there. Okay, they don't. Um, and then here's another thing. Copy link address. So there is no schema whatsoever under chiropractic services. At the very least, there should be a services schema, and nothing there either for this page. So they really need to overhaul their schema. I can do random checks. Let's just do services because hey, why not? What we treat chronic back pain, pocket. Taking for Yeah, this just looks like a plugin, which I don't know if it really is or isn't, but there's they're in the top, so you could say, well, do they really need to do schema? I mean, the point is moot. They're in the top, but it can't hurt to have it, and SERPs change all the time, right? Let's check the third. I think they have local business on every page, and it shouldn't be on every page. And the URL I put in is for actually that says what we treat, how we help. Let's do that because that's the service. This is a pain point, but not a service. Gotta keep an eye on the cats, I tell you. Yeah, so they all have local business schema generically everywhere. So with schema, like most sites either do it wrong or it's missing. It's just mostly not done well. So there is that. Let me check thing. Bloody blog. Do you have one? You do have one. It's a very small one. You don't have to have a big blog, by the way. Oh, whoa, where are you taking me? What? I just put in slash blog. And it is redirecting me to something very poo-poo. We're not gonna do that. So yeah, that is not something I would let happen. Ooh, that's a powerful image there. Damn. Okay, how many do they have? That's all I'm just oh, they have 12 pages worth. if each page is 1, 2, okay, hold on. Let's do this properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what I thought. So 10 times 11 is 110, and then they have like 2 or 3 more on. So they have 100, over 100 blog posts. Now, I don't know if they're doing internal linking well or not. I would really have to like dive deep into it, but you know what? I'm just gonna open up 2 or 3 of them. Migraines. See, now they have a category for migraine and a service for it. But I get, as long as it's not cannibalizing, then there's no issue. If it's cannibalizing, then I would de-index the category pages. Just trying to see if they've done any internal linking. The formatting is great. A lot of times I notice that these blogs are not sleep chiropractor schedule appointment. Not the best use of anchor text. A chiropractor could be going to the home page. Yeah. Or they could also link out to their services. So this is a branded link, which is good to sprinkle in. What we treat migraines. That's a good one. It has migraines in it, and it's going to their service page. Differences between migraines and headaches. It's another blog, and that's good. That's fine. It's relevant enough. Let's see what else. So this is going to another blog. This is going to their home page. Okay, that's all I see. So I would have a plan where, yes, you should link to the home page. It should also be branded. It should also be the main category that you've optimized it for. So chiropractor, San Diego or chiropractor, wherever theirs is. I'm not supposed to be critiquing this site. I'm supposed to be critiquing the other one. But just, things that you can improve on. But obviously they have a lot of blogs and you don't have to aim to have that many. But I would have enough where each one of my services was getting linked to properly per page, and then the home page as well. But they only have 4 of them. Let's see. That's not what I meant. 1, 2. I only see a link down here going out somewhere. My eyes aren't picking anything up. I'm just scanning, so maybe I've missed something, but no, they're not. So this is about back pain and chronic pain management. But like, I don't feel like wandering through their therapies page to see if that's what they take care of or not. But they could have conditions and even link to those, right? And then the conditions could link to the treatment or the services that they offer to treat that condition. So I think that's the structure that I would personally go with. Yeah. So I mean, we can see that at minimum, even this has more entities connecting than the site that, or the GBP that's not ranking, right? Yeah, and all these things you think that might not matter, but they do matter. And they do matter in this case because there is a GBP, a business ranking all the way down between Hillcrest and Mission Valley rather than what's closer to me. All right, that's it for today. If you like the critique, please do give me a like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I appreciate your time.